I've seen so many people in the looksmaxxing community and even the black pill community doing something that honestly shocks me every time I scroll past it. They're eating raw food, and not just fruits or veggies, I mean raw meats, raw fish, and even raw milk. Now, hold on. I get it. There's this new trend going around that says, bro, eating raw meat is ancestral. It's primal. It boosts testosterone. It's what our caveman ancestors did. And everyone's out here blending liver with raw egg yolks thinking they're gonna evolve into a Giga Chad overnight. But let me tell you, before you start living your prehistoric dream, I've actually done some deep research to answer one big question. Is it actually safe to eat raw meat? Before we dive in though, real quick, if you want a personalized facial analysis and a complete looksmaxxing guide crafted just for you, check out my Patreon. It's linked in the description, and I'm currently offering a 30% discount, but that's only for a limited time. So if you've ever wondered what your exact potential face ratio is or what steps you can take to look your absolute best, grab that before it's gone. Alright, now let's talk raw meat, and trust me, this might make you rethink your next primal meal. So first, let's address the basic question. Why is raw meat even considered dangerous in the first place? Well, simple answer, bacteria. Raw meat can contain a wide range of harmful bacteria that cause food poisoning. Cooking meat destroys these bacteria completely, but when you skip cooking, you're basically inviting all those tiny invisible monsters into your body for a party. And they're not just bacteria, parasites can also live in uncooked meat. Yeah, actual living organisms that can use your body as their Airbnb. Let's break down what's actually hiding in that raw steak challenge everyone's trying. Uncooked meat can contain Campylobacter, E. coli, Listeria, and Salmonella. All of these can cause severe bacterial food poisoning. If you're eating pork, it gets even riskier. Pork can carry parasites like Trichinella and tapeworms. Trichinella spiralis, which is a parasitic roundworm, is less common in domestic pork thanks to modern regulations. But if you're eating wild boar or game meat, it's a whole different story. Those are still loaded with potential parasites. And the tapeworm called Taenia solium, also known as pork tapeworm, yeah, that one's legendary for a reason. It can actually grow inside your intestines and release segments in your stool. So if you ever see something wiggly in the toilet after your raw pork phase, congratulations, you've just met your new roommate. Now, let's say you've already eaten raw meat and you're wondering, bro, how do I know if I've got one of these things? The symptoms depend on which bacteria or parasite has moved in. Let's go one by one. First, Campylobacter. You'll likely experience watery diarrhea, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, fever, headache, and muscle pain. It usually hits you 2 to 5 days after eating the contaminated meat. Second, E. coli. Expect diarrhea, sometimes even bloody, abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting. Fever is rare, but E. coli can lead to more dangerous complications involving your kidneys and nervous system. It can kick in anywhere from a few hours to several days after eating. Third, Salmonella. The classic one, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, weakness, fever, and chills. You'll start feeling it within 6 to 72 hours. Fourth, Listeria. This one's sneaky, it usually starts mild, like a flu. Fever, chills, and muscle aches. Sometimes gastrointestinal symptoms happen too. It can show up within a few hours to 3 days after eating contaminated food. Fifth, Trichinellosis. Now, this one's got 2 phases. Phase 1 is the gastrointestinal phase, diarrhea within 1 to 2 days, because the larvae literally burrow into your gut walls and become adult worms. Phase 2 is the parenteral phase, that's when they start migrating into your muscles. You'll get diarrhea, fever, muscle pain, and swelling. And complications. Yeah, it can cause myocarditis, heart inflammation, encephalitis, brain inflammation, and blood clots. Sixth, tapeworm, Taenia solium. This one can give you mild abdominal discomfort, nausea, poor appetite, diarrhea, and constipation. You might literally see the worm or its segments in your stool. The worst part? Sometimes the larvae migrate to your brain, causing a condition called neurocysticercosis, which leads to seizures, headaches, and serious neurological damage. Some people might not show symptoms for years, it just sits there quietly until one day it doesn't. After hearing all that, it's obvious, eating raw meat isn't exactly a health hack. But if you still really want to go down that road, there are safer ways. Eating raw meat is not recommended for children, seniors, pregnant women, or anyone with a weak immune system. Raw pork and chicken? Absolutely not. Those are the highest risk. However, lean beef, like steak tartare or carpaccio, can be eaten raw under specific conditions. The key is hygiene. You need to wash the surface of the meat thoroughly and sear it quickly on the outside. That kills off surface bacteria and makes it much less risky. Still, the key word here is less risky, not risk-free. Okay, let's say you had some undercooked steak or maybe a medium rare that was a little too rare. What should you do? First, don't panic. Just keep an eye out for symptoms of food poisoning. There's no instant cure or emergency medicine for it. If you develop mild symptoms like vomiting or diarrhea, focus on staying hydrated. Drink lots of fluids. But if it gets worse, high fever, constant pain, or you see blood, get medical attention right away. Here's the thing most people forget: humans evolved away from eating raw meat for a reason. Our bodies aren't built to handle it anymore. When we eat raw meat, the body starts fighting it off like it's an invader. It triggers inflammation, hormonal imbalance, and digestive stress. Our digestive system digests cooked food way better than raw food. The more raw it is, the tougher it becomes for your gut to process. Cooking also transforms collagen into gelatin and glycine, compounds that feed your joints, fascia, and connective tissue. If you eat raw tendons or cartilage, your body can't extract the same nutrients. And raw meat carries real pathogens and bacterial endotoxins that irritate your gut lining. When your gut barrier gets inflamed, your hormones and growth processes take a hit too. Cooking meat, on the other hand, reduces that immune burden. So cooking isn't just about flavor, it's literally how humans optimized survival. So let's be real for a second. Eating raw meat doesn't make you primal. It doesn't make you more masculine. And it definitely doesn't make you healthier. Cooked meat is superior in every way: it's safer, easier to digest, and gives your body usable nutrients. You might think you're channeling your ancestors by eating raw flesh, but guess what? Your ancestors started cooking because they were smart enough to evolve. Survival was never about being natural. It was about being smarter. So stop the cope, cook your meat, and thank evolution for giving you a brain, not just a jaw. That's all for today, guys. Comment below your thoughts. Do you still think raw meat has any real benefits, or have you changed your mind? And don't forget, if you want your full facial analysis and a deep, custom looksmaxxing guide built specifically for your face and genetics, check out my Patreon. It's in the description, 30% off right now, but only for a short time. Stay sharp, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.